Hey guys, welcome back to Triple Play Sports Picks. My name is Adrian. Go ahead and do me a favor, guys. Go ahead and hit subscribe to my channel and hit that like button. Right here at Triple Play, we finally won. Finally won in relief because we had a few losing days behind us now. And we were able to bounce back on Wednesday, September the 22nd. So let's get this recap going for Wednesday, September the 22nd. First pick we had White Sox versus the Detroit Tigers. And we had that plus 1.5. But guess what, guys? That game never happened because they actually canceled that game and two other games as well in baseball. So because the game gets canceled, the bet gets canceled as well. Second pick we had was the Yankees minus 1.5 runs. And this Ranger team came out swinging. They were up 3-0 at one point. Yankees ended up tying it in the 6th. And in the bottom of the 8th, the Yankees scored 4 runs, and that was that for that game. So the final score was Rangers 3, Yankees 7. So that covered the minus 1.5 runs. And the third pick we had was Boston Red Sox money line. We had a few picks on this one. We had the Boston Red Sox money line, minus 1.5 runs, over 4.5 runs for the Red Sox, and we had the no runs first inning. And let me tell you, 3 out of the 4 is cash. The Red Sox ended up winning the game by the final score of 12-5. And that means that they covered the minus 1.5 runs. And they also did score over 4.5 runs to top it off. But the only ones we did miss was the no runs first inning, where the Boston Red Sox already came out swinging in the first inning with 2 runs. And they did cash the over 4.5 runs in the second inning with these. So anyways, let's get to Thursday's slate for September the 23rd. And I got a few extra plays for you guys. You know, I'm really trying my best to, get valuable picks like I always do. And, I got a lot going on today. So with that being said, let's get started with Thursday's picks. So the first pick I'm looking at is LA Dodgers versus the Colorado Rockies. On the mound for the Dodgers is Max Scherzer, 15-4, 2.08 ERA. And on the Rockies is Kyle Freeland with the 6-8 record with the 4.50 ERA. Now on this one, I do have 2 picks that I'm looking at. And the first pick that I'm looking at is going under the total of 10.5 runs. And the second pick I'm looking at is the minus 1.5 Dodgers run line. So I do like these picks because, you know what, it was a rough game last night for the Dodgers that they took a huge loss. And honestly, they can't really afford to keep losing games now. So what better pitcher to have on the mound to cover the under and to cover the minus 1.5 with Max Scherzer on the mound? He's been lights out since he came to the Dodgers. He's a beast. I really like him on the mound, and I feel like that's why I chose these picks. So with the next pick we have is San Francisco Giants versus the San Diego Padres. On the mound for the Giants is Logan Webb, 10-3 with a 2.79 ERA. And on the mound for the Padres is Yu Darvish with the 8-10 record with the 4.13 ERA. And on this one, I do like the Giants going over the team total. And I'm looking at one that is over the 3.5 runs, sitting at minus 135. So I really like that one because, honestly, since Yu Darvish has been one of those pitchers, I felt like he was using the sticky stuff. Ever since that crackdown with that stuff, I felt like he's been just out of it. He's been giving up a lot of runs like crazy. So that's why I'm doing the over 3.5 runs for the Giants, sitting at minus 135. And the last pick I'm looking at, it's the Pirates against the Philadelphia Phillies. On the mound for the Pirates is Connor Overton with the 0-0 record with the 0.0 ERA. And on the mound for the Phillies is Aaron Nola. His record is 8-8 with the 4.48 ERA. And on this one, the Pirates are an underdog on this this game, and they're sitting at plus 240. And I'm kind of want to take a shot at the Pirates because, you know what? This Pirates team's been beating up good teams. One of the teams that they've been recently beating up is the Cincinnati Reds. And the Reds are in the hunt for the playoffs, but they've been taking care of business against the Reds. And this guy, Connor Overton, he's been lights out. He was claimed off the waivers from the Blue Jays, and he's been good, you know. So I'm going to take my chance. I'm going to take my chance on the Pirates money line, and I'm going to take my chance also on two other picks. And I'm going to do the plus 1.5 runs, sitting at plus 110. And also, there's another one at plus 2.5 runs, sitting at minus 145. So I like my chances on this underdog, you know. But the plus 1.5, it's a good valuable pick at 110, and 2.5 minus 145. You can't beat that, especially because this Phillies team, they're not. I mean, this Orioles team like pretty much were like kept crawling and crawling. Like they pretty much like kept wanting. I felt like they kept wanting to beat them, you know. And a lot of people chose the minus 1.5 runs last night with Zach Wheeler on the mound. And guess what? This Phillies team didn't cover the minus 1.5 against the Orioles team. So I'm liking my chances on the money line, the Pirates, plus 1.5, sitting at plus 110, and the plus 2.5 runs sitting at minus 145. So it's optional, you know, but 2.5 sounds good too. So with that being said, that's 3 picks for my baseball slate, and I'm gonna do the Thursday night football game. All right, so for the Thursday night game, it's the Carolina Panthers versus the Houston Texans, and I'm looking at the totals of points and the over and the under, and there's 2 things that I'm looking at. I'm looking at the 8 points that the Houston Texans are getting. And I'm going to go ahead and do one thing with that. I'm going to do it as a teaser. And like I said before, the teaser gives you additional points. So give me the plus 8 points plus additional points. And if I do the teaser, I'm looking at Texans plus 15. And I do feel like it's not really going to be a high-scoring game because, you know, we have a rookie quarterback and another quarterback that, you know, Sam Darnold and David Mills are still, you know, learning how to beat quarterbacks in the NFL. And so for that reason, I feel like it's not going to be a high-scoring game. So it's Texans plus 15 and under the total of 50.5 points. So let's do the recap for Thursday slate. And on the first one, I'm doing the under 10.5 runs on the Dodgers. I'm also doing the minus 1.5 on the Dodgers. I'm doing the Giants over 3.5 runs. I'm also doing the Pirates money line. Pirates plus 1.5 runs. Pirates plus 2.5 runs. And I'm doing a teaser on the Texans at plus 15 points and under 50.5 points. So thank you guys for tuning in. Let's hope for another great winning day. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel and hit that like button. See you guys.